Yo, what's going on? Welcome back to the video. Today we're going to be going over a plethora of mouse pads. This has been my long-awaited glass pad roundup video. I have around like 10 glass pads I'll be going over. A couple I no longer have and a couple that I will never get rid of. So let's just get started. So first I wanted to start here with my favorite glass pad of all time. And this seems like a really random mouse pad. It is the Project Arctica V1. This is a slow, very slow, micro-textured control glass pad. And when I say slow, I mean it is the opposite of fast. It is it is so slow, and I love it. For games like Valorant, CSGO, or even like just games in general, I've always preferred control pads. And the issue with control pads for me is having that wear down over time. Like the Saturn Pro starts off around 0 speed and then slows down a lot. The 0 is relatively quick, but then slows down a bit. The GSR2, really fast and slows down. And I wanted something that was kind of just that slow, controlled, balanced feeling without having the properties of just slowing down over time. And that's where this mousepad came in. The sizing's a bit weird. I believe it's like 470 by 390, the same size as the GSR. But other than that, the micro texture on it feels really good. It's like when I say very lightly textured, there's like little there's little divots that go through the entire mouse pad. And I use the Jade Donuts on the Helios 2. This is kind of like my main mouse at the moment. And this is the skate combo that I use, and it's fantastic. You get like the right amount of texture and feedback, which feels great for me personally. I don't like absolutely smooth experiences, but that's kind of the point of glass, to be absolutely smooth. And the Project Arctica is just perfect for me. And if you're looking for a really good control glass pad and you can pick one of these up, definitely do it. I do think they are out of stock in most places, but it's definitely a good pickup if you're looking for control glass overall. So next I want to go on to here, probably the most shilled mouse pad of 2023. That's going to be the Cerapad Kin by TJ Exclusives. I'm personally not a fan of the Cerapad. So the reason why I don't like it is because it's ceramic coated. So it's actually a coated surface, and I've had a lot of parts of the mouse pad start peeling off. Like up here at the top, you see peeling. On the mousepad surface itself, I see peeling. All along the edges, I see just the coating of the pad just kind of wear off over time. And I've had the mousepad for like a few months now. So I just kind of assumed it was just like over time it will happen, and it definitely will. The smoothness of the pad is very, very smooth. Again, I'm using Jades here, but my recommended skate are Obsidians. Here are the Obsidians on the Keychron M4, and they are incredibly smooth. So that's just kind of the skate combo that I recommend, is using Obsidians on pretty much any mouse, Obsidian dots. But the speed of this mouse pad is closer to a balanced control. The thing about the Cerapad is that everyone says it is an incredibly controlled surface. And after trying a surface like the Project Arctica, that's that micro-textured, very controlled surface, I don't see this being the same thing. It's a great surface, but because of that wearing down on the side, just it showing wear and tear over time, and the control not being around the speed that I would really like, I've never really been one to recommend the Cerapad. It's a fantastic pad, but not one that I could personally be like, yeah, this is the pad to pick up if you're looking for a really nice balanced control surface, because it just doesn't hold up, in my opinion. But I think the only thing the Cerapad really offers that no other glass pad offers is this 515 by 515 or 505 by 505. It's a massive size. If you order them through the TJ site, you can actually get your own logo printed in the corner. So instead of it saying TJ or TJ Kin, I could have it say Stubby. I know a couple people have say their names, like Outcast, Razua. So many different people have their name on their mouse pad, and it's kind of just their signature thing is having their own branded Cerapad. But as for me, the surface was never one that I could personally use. It's a really good controlled, balanced surface, but not one that I can choose over this next glass pad, which is kind of like my all-time favorite glass pad if you're able to pick one up. So here is the Padsmith's Empress. And if you're looking at getting this or the Dark Chaos to the exact same surface, just the art is different with the art from Conradi, just fantastic artists. The reason why the Empress is so good for me is because its surface is so incredibly balanced. So it feels very similar to the Superglide, or very similar to pads of that nature. But I just feel like there's something different about it. It just feels so smooth. Like it's relatively quick without giving up control, which is why I really like it as well. It's very balanced without being so unbearably fast that I can't use it in games like Valorant or CSGO or Static Task and Aim Trainers. I'm able to use this in pretty much every game and every scenario, period. And that's what I hear a lot about the Empress, is that it just feels good in every game. which you're not getting out of every pad. It's a really rare thing to get from every pad, to have really nice control alongside speed with an incredibly smooth surface. On top of that, having a full silicone backing and just really nice rounded edges, they are a little bit sharper, but they're not so sharp to the point where I feel it grazing up on my arm. I wish it was a little bit more rounded. There's not much really else more I can ask for. Then it feels incredible. And I don't really feel the need to wear a sleeve with this either. Like the other mouse pads, I didn't really need to wear a sleeve. But this one, I really don't. Like, even with hyperhidrosis, I do find this being really, really good to use. So next, I want to go on to the Wraith Control V2. I also have the Cosmic Wraith V1. And I'm not going to pull it out because it's just a little bit different. It has sharp rectangular corners, much sharper edges, and it also has no art on it. But they're the same surface. The Wraith Control V2 is probably my second favorite control surface on glass, next to the Project Arctica. If we're talking about strictly just control glass pads and not balanced glass pads, which is what pads like the Cerapad and the Empress are balanced glass, these control glass pads feel absolutely fantastic. Like, I just can't get over how you can make a mouse pad that doesn't feel like a window, but still have the speed and control that you would want in a cloth pad. Like this mouse pad here, I would compare to a brand new Saturn Pro. Again, I'm using really fast skates on it, but if we use more control skates, you can see here that it is really slow without giving up speed. It just has a lot of stopping power and like no initial friction, which is kind of just the benefits of glass, you feel me? You get the really nice, high, quick static friction and very low dynamic friction, which makes this very nice to use in a lot of situations. The only issue with the Wraith Control for me is that this was a limited 1 of 500 run, and the sizing is 450 by 450, and it's just a really weird size that makes it hard to recommend because it's just too small, and they simply do not make a larger size. But if you are able to pick up the Cosmic Wraith V2, especially with this art on it, it's not going to be a bad pickup at all, especially looking for a controlled glass experience. If you're looking for something speedier, these next couple options might be much better for you. So here is the Gamesense Sonar. I'm only pulling this mousepad out because the GOAT Boardsy sent it out for me to get into this video. And yeah, it's a really decent pad. I didn't find myself on it too much. It feels very controlled without giving out speed. It feels similar to the Empress, to the Glaze, to the Superglide, all those. The only thing that really interested me about this is people calling it a control glass pad. And I feel like people who are calling it control glass have just never felt a real control glass pad. So it's not anything I could really say is just the best of anything. It's just a really very, very, fairly standard mouse pad that is, I think it's like $75. It's relatively cheap, always in stock. And it's fine. There's not really much else to say about it other than it's completely fine. But if you're looking for something better, get the Empress. And it's the same thing with this. I'm only pulling this out because people will ask me about it. This is the La Onda Glaze, or the Whale's mouse pad, the Whale Glaze. It is very nice. His claims of it being absolutely anti-stick is kind of true. Again, with having hyperhidrosis, I didn't find myself needing a sleeve like I would like to. But his way of saying that you won't feel like, I don't know, it's weird because I would have sweat buildup around my wrist and it would kind of stop my movements, but nothing more than the Empress did. But again, it just feels like the Empress surface with a different art on it. And if you want a great mouse pad, again, just get the Empress. The Glaze is a great mouse pad if you are in Germany, or if you are in Europe and you're able to pick this up for the American peeps. The Empress is just the way to go, and I really don't see a reason why not to get the Empress over all these other glass pads, because the surface just feels that good, and everything else feels just like the Empress, but different art. Like, that's all it is. All right, we're on our second to last pad here. This is the Superglide by Pulsar. So the Superglide has a little bit of a different surface feeling. It's still really, really freaking smooth, but I just feel like it's a little bit quicker than the Empress, where my mouse pad or my mouse kind of glides further, as you see here. Like, it's really frictionless, has a much lower static and a much lower dynamic, where it zooms. Like, I'm putting almost no force on a mouse, and it's absolutely gliding across the surface. And I've always called the Superglide a better SkyPAD, and that I feel like it's more controllable than a SkyPAD. It's smoother than a SkyPAD with a full silicone backing, unlike the SkyPAD. I heard the SkyPAD 4.0 is supposed to have a bunch of stuff that fixes all those issues, but right now on the current 3.0 XL, it's just not the best glass option. I feel like the Superglide is the best glass option if you're looking for just raw speed. If you want a speed glass pad, the Superglide is the way to go. And this is kind of one that I always pull out. I low-key forgot I even had a SkyPAD because of how much I like the Superglide. So this is the SkyPAD 3.0 XL, and it is a fantastic mouse pad. I think they're on sale right now, like $60-something. And for that price, they're pretty much unbeatable. But I just can't recommend it over the Superglide for one reason and one reason only. And that the Superglide just feels better. Like the SkyPAD has this really smooth surface, but I feel like for the average person, they have more issues with skate compatibility on the SkyPAD. Like, I know most of my glass pads feel really smooth with most skates. You bring them up to the SkyPAD and they feel really scratchy. And also, I feel like it collects more dust. That's may just be a me thing and me just being really schizo about it, but just the Superglide feels so much better to me. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. This was just a quick roundup, kind of going over all the glass pads that I own. I did have the Sprint Gaming Gear Beta. That one actually shattered, but it's very similar to the Sonar, similar to the Empress, similar to the Glaze. Same surface, different company logo in the bottom corner, and just get the Empress. And I haven't tried the Razer Atlas yet. I do want to pick one up sooner than later, and if I do, I will be doing a review on it. But as for my top recommendations for glass pads, if you're looking for speed, get the Superglide. If you're looking for balance, get the Empress. If you're looking for control, get the Project Arctica V1. And that's really my only recommendations. I don't see a reason to get any other glass pad on the market because they all feel so similar to the three that I just named. Just get one of the three that I named because they're just the better options of everything. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.